So welcome to this week's Heartshine Dharma talk. And today I'm going to just start by chanting some Shoshinge. And then I'm just going to do a little talk. And then we'll conclude. So if you would like to listen to the chant, you can go ahead and just get relaxed and maybe close your eyes and just let it be like a guided meditation of sorts. And if you want to skip the chant, you can just skip forward and listen to the talk. It's completely up to you. So let's just take some breaths together now. I'm going to back up so I don't make the microphone clip. Hopefully that's good from here. Okay, and just taking some deep breaths together in through the nose, out through the nose and mouth, relaxing your body onto the surface that you're sitting on. Just let these sounds, this vibration of language, just enter your energy field and allow it to raise your vibration, move stuck energy, and heal anything that needs to be healed in your body, mind, or spirit. Kimyo Muryo Junyo Nama Kashi Ozo Zai Zei Zai Obu Sho Dogen Shobutsu Jodoki Kokudo ni Den Shizen Ma Kani Mirja Shushodan Shotsuke Dai Guze Kokoshi Yui Shishoju Juse Moto Monjippo Kuho Ryo Mukeko Mugen Dai Koe no Shoujo Kangi Chiteko Udam Nanji Shoko Shonichi Gakko Shojin Setsu Issai Gunjo Mugosho Hongan Myogo Shoujo Go Shishin Shinkyo Ganki Jojo Gakusho Dainehan Ishi Matsudo Ganjoju Nyorai Sho Iko Shusei Yuisatsu Mida Hongan Kai Gojoku Akuji Gunjo Kai Oshin Nyorai Nyojitsu Gon No Hotu Ichinen Kiai Shin Udan Bon no Tokune Han Bonjo Gyakuho Zai Nyu Nyoshu Shin Yukai Chimin Sesshu Shingo Joshogo Hiro Suiha Mumyo Donnai Shinzo Shiyu Jofu Shinjitsu Shinjin Ten Inyonika Umushige Myo Yakushin Genkyo Daigyo Ki Soku Ojo Setsu Go Akushu Issai Zen Magu Bon Bunim Monjin Yorai Gyuzegan Butsugon Kodai Shogesha Zenin Myomun Dari Kemida Butsuhon Gannen Butsu Jaken Kyoman Nakushujo Shingyo Juji Jininan Nanshu Shinan Mukashi Indo Saiten Shironge Shukaji Ikiko Sho Kendai Shoko So Shoi Myonyo Rai Honze Oki Shaka Nyorai Yorazen Ishu ご明南天地、流重大師出頭性、質の在派右権、前雑大乗無常、長官時事小安楽、賢治南行六六、新行医療指導楽、億年弥陀仏本願、次年即時入筆上、有意の上昇如来語、応報大悲偶然音、天神菩薩増論説、奇妙無下教如来、越州たら献身術、高専の長大聖願、こういう本願力栄光、移動群上勝利心、記入力大崩壊、いつ逆入大栄収集、特使連下造営会、即昇信用保証人、有本の林現人図、入所自用自用芸、本心断乱両伝子、上皇乱書菩薩来、三蔵律師十条教、往生宣行理楽法、天神菩薩論中芸、報道因果見世願、大元霊光有大力、少女支援有意新人、枠前本部新人発、承知承知即涅槃、一子無量光明度、小修上大風景、ドゥカシェスト道南書、有意明浄土活入、万全自力変行中、円満特語感染症、三不三心軽音言、増末法滅道品、一生増悪地偶税、思案よがしょよか。Take a nice deep breath. And coming back to your device, however you're listening to me right now or watching me. And just let this vibration of the Shoshinge chant just process in your field. Just allow it to be there. And just be open to healing and new possibilities, and open to a new way of being in the world, open to stuck energy in your life shifting and just flowing, being more at ease and feeling more joy in life. And just thinking about, just the practices that we have every day, the simple practices that many of you may already do, where you're just inviting energy to move in your body. Like many of you that subscribe to my channel practice EFT tapping, some kind of meditation maybe, some kind of yoga, whatever kind of exercise, physical activity you might do, maybe some Qigong or Tai Chi. And these are all beautiful practices that we do just to help keep energy moving in our body. And if you think about what energy is. I mean, just life force energy. You know, the saying is that the soul is carried on the breath. So when we breathe, or we're being breathed by the breath, if you think about, like, are we breathing or are we being breathed by the breath? Because if you don't actually intentionally think about stopping your breath, it just breathes you. If your energy is flowing and if your body is expressing health, you just breathe. It breathes you. And if you ever find yourself holding your breath or feeling short of breath, or if you find that it's hard to take a breath, or whatever physical ailment might be blocking your breath, I just want you to remember that you can just say to yourself, you can say an affirmation to start help that blocked energy flow again, and just say, you know, it's safe to breathe in life. It's safe to breathe in life. I choose to breathe in life and to allow that life to flow through my body, mind, and spirit. Isn't that what we all want? We want to feel life flowing through us. We want to have a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy energy field. We want to feel good, right? We want emotionally healthy. And by bringing life force energy in, we can cleanse out stuck energy. What is stuck energy anyway? You know, stuck energy is just places in our body, mind, and spirit where something that happened to us got stuck. It just got stuck there because we couldn't process it at the time, or it was traumatic in some way, and we encapsulated it and stored it for later. There's too much going on, and we just couldn't process it, so we just put it aside, and so it's just there. It's just waiting. It's just waiting in the energy field, wherever it is, in matter, physical matter, in the energy body, in the mind, all the places of our being. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you to notice it, and it's probably trying to get your attention. If there's something going wrong, you know, in your body, it's trying to get your attention. It's saying, pay attention to this stuck energy and just help me move out. You know, move the energy out. There's many ways we do this. And personally, I use, you know, EFT, energy psychology. I practice yoga. I practice some Qigong, breathing, walking, you know, just walking in nature as much as I can, or just down my street, you know, walking and riding my bike. And, you know, I have a pretty busy practice. So I see a lot of clients that work with me, with, you know, I help them with EFT and energy psychology and meditation. And so I see a lot of clients throughout the day, and, you know, and it's deep work. You know, it's work I absolutely love, but it's really deep work. And many of you that are on my channel also do this kind of work. And so then, you know, that, like, it's something where you have to really do a lot of self-care. You have to really pay attention to what you might accidentally be taking on from your clients, absorbing into your energy field stuff that's not yours, or ways in which maybe you were triggered by something that came up for your client. So it's really important to remember to really cleanse out your energy field in between your clients, or even just, you know, it doesn't have to be clients, but like in your personal life, if you're interacting with people, whoever they might be, family, friends, colleagues, and there's, you know, people have energy fields that are difficult to be in, that when you walk away, when you leave, you want to make sure that you don't hang on to that stuff, and you do what you need to do to move that energy out. So in between my sessions, I like to jump up out of my chair and go move my body. So I'll just take really, like I call them like micro workouts. I'll do little micro workouts in between clients where I jump up, I might do some stretches, I might walk around outside if the weather's good enough. I might ride my bike real quick around the block. I might just go in my backyard and like sit in the sun and look up at the sky and let my vision like open up and get real expanded instead of looking at a computer. And these are ways that I stay healthy and keep my energy moving. And I don't put a lot of pressure on myself for it to be some big deal. Like I don't have to make it like an hour workout. I don't have to work out for an hour, or I don't have to kill myself with some kind of intense practice, because I've found that, the middle path, many of us call this the middle path. In Buddhism, it's called the middle path, is like extremes don't work. They're not sustainable. So, just completely being all the way on one side of just lazy and not ever moving is very unhealthy, right? It leads to all kinds of problems. But then swinging all the way to the other side where you're killing yourself for like an hour a day, and then the rest of the day you're inactive, is also very imbalanced. So I have learned to spread this activity out in little microbursts throughout the day, so that I'm blending periods of time when I'm sitting and I'm engaging in like more intellectual work, working with clients, being on the computer, doing tasks on the computer, with moving the body, with expanding the mind and the consciousness. And it's really good for your inner child. And many of you hear me talk about the inner child work on this channel. And something I want to just wrap up my talk with here, because I don't want to go on too long. I know everyone's got short attention spans these days, including me. We got a lot of YouTube channels to watch, right? And what I want to say to you is that inner child work is spiritual work. This is something I had this big epiphany the other day. I don't know. I was co-teaching a workshop in energy psychology, and we were talking about parts work, and we were talking about the inner child, and just had this realization that there's this spiritual concept that we're children, essentially, like we're all children here on this world, and then many religions have these sort of metaphors about us being children, and we're seeking like that ultimate parent, the ultimate parent, which, some people might call it God or source or universe, but we're seeking like that which cares for us, that takes care of us, that is our source of whatever it is we need to survive here, and not just survive, but what we need to thrive. And when we were actual children, we came into the world as like these pure beings, these pure unprogrammed beings. And we came into a physical body, and, we were at one with everything. And then we come into this physical body, and then all of a sudden we're separated. And then we're in our mother, and then we're born, and then we're separated from our mother. And it's like, it's a trauma, a bit of a trauma. Birth is a bit of a trauma in that way, and that like we're all of a sudden we're separate, we're a separate being, and we go through this sort of self-differentiation process where we slowly become autonomous, beings, but it takes a long time, right? We have to rely on our parents, our caregivers, for a long time, like literally physically, just to stay alive. Like as babies, we can't feed ourselves, we can't bathe ourselves, and we can't change our own diapers, and we need someone to do that for us, to keep us safe and protected from weather and danger. And then as we get older, we become a little more independent. But even just on the level of not just the physical independence, but there's emotional dependence, right? And that's a lot of times more important than physical, not more important, but it can be. And I think in our society in the past, just the evolution of human consciousness, we have not given as much emphasis to the idea of emotional health being really important for the development of a human being to grow up and be functional and just feel okay with themselves and be able to function in society and maybe even give something and contribute to the betterment of the world. And we really haven't given that a lot of importance in the past. You know, we've just, people tend to have this idea that, well, you know, as long as you feed kids and give them a place to live, and then, you know, just make sure they don't run out into the street and get run over, and, or, you know, send them to school maybe, and then send them out into the world when they grow up, and then they should just be fine. But unfortunately, the human psyche is so fragile, and that's not the case. And so when we're children, there's all these needs that go unmet, many of them emotional, where we're not told how like amazing and wonderful we are. We're not told that we're perfect the way we are, and that we just, our existence is a gift to the world, and that we're enough. We're just enough just to exist, that we deserve love, and that, you know, that we can just be ourselves. We can just express whatever's coming through us. That most of the time is not what we're taught. In our parents, it's not their fault. That's not what they were taught. And then before them, and it just gets moved down from generation to generation. And so these needs that we have as children, they don't get met. And then we grow up and we're living in these adult bodies, and we're walking around with these adult, you know, roles and tasks and responsibilities and privileges, but we have these unhealed, wounded inner children living inside us. And most of us manage to function anyway, but it's not always easy. But when we do the inner child work, where we look within and we find that part of ourselves we left behind, and we are able to find out what happened, like, what did you need that you did not get back then? And we literally like become our own parent. Like, it's called reparenting, and we give ourselves what we didn't get back then, because we're the only ones that's going to give it to us. Like, we're the one now, you know. And for whatever reason, those parents didn't give it to you. Maybe they're still not. It doesn't matter, but we have to turn within. And when we do that, there's like this freedom that comes from partnering with yourself like that, where you realize that all of a sudden there's this shift that you feel around like how you feel about your parents and needing parents. And you start to feel this, like that the universe is your parent, you know, that life is your source. You don't need that third party anymore. It's nice to have it. Maybe you have a good relationship with your parents as an adult, and that's nice. Maybe you're friends, and maybe you're not, but you don't need it anymore. And that healing that occurs when you finally basically grow up, like you grow up and you don't need your parents anymore, and you just feel safe in the world, and you trust life. That is truly like one of the most amazing gifts that there is, that you can give yourself. And if you are a transformation professional, that you can help your clients to achieve. It's truly a spiritual healing. It's a spiritual healing. It's spiritual work. It's personal growth. And it's what is going to make a real difference in your life and the life of others and in the world. It's how we change the world. It's truly how we change the world. And it's how we become enlightened. We become enlightened literally through this work. So yeah, thanks for letting me share today, and thank you for listening. I'd love to hear your comments and whatever you might like to share. with me in the comments below this video. And if you benefit from this channel and you like the work that I'm doing, you can support the channel. I have a Patreon membership. I'll put a link down there, and there's a couple other links that I'll put in there. If you're a transformation professional, I have a mastermind group that you might be interested in checking out. So, all right, everyone, let's just take a breath together. Okay. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose and mouth. Just tuning in now, just thanking yourself for showing up and taking this time out of your busy day to raise your vibration and let energy flow. May you be at ease and know joy. Thanks. I'll see you next time, everyone.